very much, Chris, and the rest of the desk. It's going to be stormy seas here by all accounts for FaZe Clan. In this match, the Analyst desk is very convinced that EnVyUs have the upper hand here. Matt, it's been a long time since MLG Vegas. It's a rematch. There's a score to settle, but much has changed since then.
Yeah, different rosters, obviously, for both teams, because now you have Seagull coming into the lineup for Envy. You know, back in that FaZe lineup, you had, I believe it was Too Easy playing for them there, and
way back when.
as well. This is way back long ago at MLG Vegas. Now, the first map will be EnVyUs in this series. I think one thing we were talking a little bit about before we came on camera is that I think if Carpe can kind of match Effect, which is so difficult to do because Effect is so crazy, and then Shadowburn can put up a performance like yesterday, maybe this series can be closer than a lot of people expect.
If you want to make a decent comparison between two teams, especially at this level, first of all, you need to satisfy the condition of them being pound for pound as strong as each other. That's probably pretty decent for FaZe Clan, probably the only team we could say that comes close to EnVyUs in terms of NA, but it's time to jump into the game. It's going to be our North American Overwatch Contenders Grand Final here. Let's make some noise, Blizzard Arena. Let's get into it. It's going to be EnVyUs to kick us off.
And one thing here, Mitch, that FaZe Clan can throw at EnVyUs that we didn't see yesterday in EnVyUs' match is really Shadowburn can play a pretty good Pharah. I think they can definitely throw that at Seagull and Envy. And then I think it's interesting how Envy would react, because Seagull primarily only playing Pharah for this EnVyUs lineup. They'll start things off with a triple DPS comp. What do they do if the Pharah doesn't work? Do they switch Seagull to a Zarya? Do they move Effect off of the Tracer? That'll be interesting to see.
Again, it's going to be like playing whack-a-mole with all these threats on the side of EnVyUs, triple DPS, and McCree even being thrown into the mix, which is a big alarm bell ringing for Carpe, for example, who needs to be very careful of how close he gets, lest that flash catches him unawares. So far, EnVyUs have at least taken position here. They know they're in a decent spot to do a bit of brawling. They've got a lot of front-loader damage available to them, and Seagull's more than happy to perch up here on the Lighthouse. Point not quite captured, should I say. EnVyUs are just giving it a tickle at the moment, hoping that FaZe Clan come to the party.
Yeah, they've got FaZe on the point. Spree and Carpe are there, just trying to contest this. It's going to be the point going over to FaZe here at the beginning, but FaZe collapses on the point. You don't have your Diva in her mech. Seagull comes down, rains a bunch of rockets. Oh, by the way, you have Effect coming through on the Tracer, Taimu on the McCree. There's just so much damage for FaZe Clan to deal with.
I get it, Matt. You're at the beach. Seagulls are not that uncommon a sight, but when there's one sat behind you shooting rockets, you'd think they'd turn to try and address that particular issue. It was not the case, and for Seagull, it was like picking fruit from the tree, ripe as you like, and now Taimu has an opportunity to set up and use this high ground. He's got so much coverage over the middle part of the map. FaZe Clan, before they even think about trying to contest this point, they need to deal with the bulk of EnVyUs setup, interpose between them and their goal.
Well, we talked about yesterday during the Envy match, like who do you prioritize in terms of targets? Who do you go after? You see Shadowburn here just shooting at Taimu up in the sky. Taimu will pop the Deadeye. Oh, almost connects with Rockets there. Will throw a flash, doesn't connect with Joe Meister, but makes it very difficult to figure out who you're going to go after first. It'll be Seagull taking out Back Fiction. Carpe answers it back. It'll be the res coming in from Chipsa, bringing Seagull back into the fight.
Now, Shadowburn's turn to come in with a barrage, but he's cut down. Both Pharahs are off the map for the most part here. The Resus was there. Well, Shadowburn and Fact Fiction to get back up on their feet, but it was a little bit too late. And now Taimu, it's free reign to work around the point. Again, you notice so far in this round, Taimu's really been careful of breaking line of sight from the threats of FaZe Clan. We saw him earlier before the point was contested, really making sure he was out of sight, trying to get the drop on towards Shadowburn and Raucous with that Deadeye. Didn't work out, but you see the rest of EnVyUs was there and ready to deliver. It's 49-30, FaZe Clan in control, and now the buck stops at EnVyUs to make their move.
Yeah, and Envy has the sound barrier if they want to invest into this fight. FaZe Clan, though, you have Fact Fiction with the Primal Rage, can extend the fight on the point. You also have a sound barrier of your own. Carpe uses his Pulse Bomb, doesn't get anything for it. It'll be Envy using the sound barrier.
Effect really not doing too much back and forth there, just trying to whittle down this Diva mech. Seagull's taking down Shadowburn off the screen, but Carpe gets on towards Taimu there, picks him up, and in the process, the mech of Spree was destroyed. Now Effect to try and get up in the face of Raucous. He's found him. It's a slap to the back of the head, and that's going to be enough to dispatch the Mercy. Coco and Effect are also there, and you better believe this man is hard to catch.
Effect just doing so much work on the point. Seagull getting close to a barrage. You have Chips getting close to a res here. Yet again, Carpe makes the switch, so he goes over to McCree now, which I think is interesting because now you lose a lot of that pressure that you could have put on Taimu, that you could have put on Harry, in the back line, because you don't have that Tracer to get all the way back there.
And you forfeit a lot of survivability playing McCree. He needs to be babysat, but Raucous is busy dealing with Shadowburn, so Carpe needs to play these margins very, very safely if he can. Seagull as well, more than happy to sit back here. Notice Chips is damage boosting, but he's looking for Raucus. He might have found a juicier target than his opposition number, but Carpe's found Timing in the meantime. Seagull still hunting his Corey. Could Raucus get out? Yes! He gets to the safety of the bubble just in time, and Shadowburn finds him suspended in midair using the barrage, and Shadowburn, it's an easy target for him to pick off, but this is always the problem. EnVyUs have more threats than you can keep track of, and those threats have done work on towards the point. 96%, FaZe Clan trying to get towards the point, but this fight is done and dusted. Spree over the edge, and that's it. Round one going towards EnVyUs. Rather anticlimactic finish to a round that was highlighted by a heck of a lot of brawling.
What do you do if you're FaZe Clan going into the next point? We'll see which one it is coming up next, but I think they need to change some things up here. Deal with this Pharah Mercy combo a little bit better. Do you keep Shadowburn on the Pharah? Not exactly too sure. Do you switch off Raucus? I know off of that. Well, obviously, if he goes off of the Pharah, you're not going to run the Mercy again. I think you probably go over towards something like a Zenyatta. You get some Discords out. Maybe let your guys really dive in deep. Now let Shadowburn and Carpe do what they're best at.
Again, it was said in the interview, Taimu has the understanding that FaZe like to play their comfort picks. Shadowburn struggled up against Sani yesterday on that Pharah pick as well. It's not just Seagull that's been outdoing him in that regard. And he's a very, very competent Pharah, is Shadowburn. But now he's back to a bit of a comfort pick. Just as we said, it's going to be the Genji.
So we've seen this a little bit during the regular season from Envy as well. Taimu on the Roadhog. We've only seen it on Gibraltar. We're going to see it here on Ilios. It's something that they can throw at you as well. Now you were saying, maybe if Factor Seagull, they'll be the ones that run the second tank. It'll be Taimu here. Shadowburn cuts right through Chips at the beginning. Seagull gonna lose his Mercy. Not gonna be able to play that aggressive in the sky now.
Shadowburn more than happy to pick low-hanging fruit when it's got a Halo and some Angel Wings. There's no doubt about that. Point not quite captured by FaZe Clan. They do have the advantage as they move forward. And let's keep an eye on this Roadhog as the round continues, because Spree needs to have his wits about him. Obviously, there's nothing you can do to prevent a hook coming in as that Diva. You're going to get hooked in, and a lot of damage towards you. You can really get rid of that mech early on in the piece. But Shadowburn, again, he finds effect before the fight even starts. Maybe a slight overextension there for the Korean national, and Taimu, really all he can do is try and poke into the point and find some free damage.
Yeah, with those early picks coming out from Shadowburn, not going to make much progress to get back towards the point. See, FaZe Clan, you're building up towards a Dragon Blade. Taimu just trying to land one of these hooks here, but with Carpe and Shadowburn just flying around, it'll be very difficult for him to get any work done. You see Shadowburn in the sky going at Chips and Seagull yet again.
Taimu now as well, just going to take a breather for a moment. Pulse Bomb comes in, he hooks Carpe in. That's the taste of his own medicine he never wished he'd have to deal with. So that's going to be a trade out ultimately there. In effect now, in the absence of his opposite number, is able to hunt down Joe Meister, Spree, and Fact Fiction. This is what happens when you leave a Tracer to his own devices, especially one as masterful as Effect. Wiping the floor with FaZe Clan. The cleanup crew was there. And now it's going to be 7% to 43. EnVyUs control for the first time this round.
And Shadowburn's going to have that Dragon Blade coming into the next fight. You don't have a sound barrier here for Envy. You're going to have the res here quite soon for Chips. See Effect coming behind enemy lines. That is a Pulse Bomb. Raucus, nothing you can do about that. He's very close to Transcendence as well, so it's going to force FaZe Clan to back up a little bit. Now, you got to always wonder, usually we see with the Dragon Blade, right? Maybe you see Coco bring out the Primal Rage, knock players back. You have the whole Hog now at your disposal as well. You can use that, knock players back, do a ton of damage as well.
If you force a Genji into reflecting during his Dragon Blade, you've done a heck of a lot of work. You've essentially cut down half of the duration of that very impactful fight-winning ultimate, purely for the purposes of the Genji to keep himself alive. That's going to be scary. Transcendence forced out already. FaZe now need to work off the back end. That was not well timed at all. Clearly, Raucus knew he had to go for it. That's the threat of this Pharah now. FaZe are trying to do something with that healing ultimate. Chips goes down yet again. It's been half room to avoid Shadowburn thus far. But that's it. Transcendence is now gone. It's going to be Joe Meister coming in get another support ultimate to this fight. FaZe Clan know they need to get back in control. Double support ultimates down, and EnVyUs might just be happy to let this happen. They've got 2 support ultimates for themselves to ration out for the rest of the round.
I mean, Envy, they're going to get up to about 65% here. You see Harry Hook still on the point. It's going to be a 3-bit res coming out from Chip, so the fight definitely not over. Envy building up more percentage. Taimu trying to stay alive. He'll use the whole Hog, trying to knock players back. The blade will come out from Shadowburn. The point, though, goes in favor to FaZe Clan. Envy now in the next fight. You'll have a sound barrier, you'll have your barrage. We'll see how they plan to attack here. No support ultimates are going to be online for FaZe. The Raucus is actually built up quite well towards that Transcendence yet again, just using at the beginning of the last fight.
That was one fight.
Yeah.
One fight, and he's now at 95%. That is exceedingly quick. We can see the FaZe Clan will approach the point here, just over from that left side in the back corner. Harry Hook knows now he needs to try and get the sound barrier onto as many people as possible. That's why EnVyUs want to move together as a unit and try and take control of the point. Coco's gone very deep though. It's a mission in towards the back lines. timely enough, but Carpe still fell to the hands of Effect. And look at that, EnVyUs take the point without a fight. This is big. Another Transcendence forced out after FaZe Clan come into the fight at a disadvantage. Again, this is not what they're looking for here. They're not getting their ducks in a row. EnVyUs didn't even have to fight for the point, and now they can sit back.
Well, you just see the damage that Seagull is putting down onto Raucus. They're trying to focus it with the defense matrix, but there's the pressure coming through the front. Raucus finally gets the better of Seagull, but you see what having a great Pharah adds to this EnVy lineup.
Resurrect available for Chips. He actually uses it now for tempo. Gets Seagull back on his feet. They know that FaZe are going to be desperate to try and retake control. Sound barrier used somewhat earlier in the fight, and there's minimal amount of value that's going to be attained from that one. EnVyUs now in a position to fight back. Raucus is down in the backline. Time went deep for that kill, and Shadowburn is being harried all the way through to the point. The jump hit from Coco, that was a great follow-up for Effect, and he is going to be all over this point. Both DPSs are forward to his hand. A Pulse Bomb is going to be just around a corner, and EnVyUs are cruising here to take this first map away with Effect. A Pulse Bomb that takes him out, but still, guess who's up in the sky? It's Seagull, your man. And that first map going to EnVyUs. Taimu said we need to crush them from the outset. We need to make a strong statement and follow through on it. And they started off well.
You just see the destruction that this lineup can cause when Seagull is playing that Pharah. He gets up in the sky, 2 or 3 times. Raucus did a tremendous job building up to that Transcendence so fast. But you saw it, the one time where they're trying to push down towards that little health pack, on the right-hand side, and they're in that close alleyway. He just lands one rocket onto Raucus, and then he's kind of worried because you don't know if your diva has defense matrix or not. You have to look up in the sky. He pops the Transcendence, and they try and push all the way through. That's why you get Seagull in this lineup. That's what they've built around when they go to control maps. You bring in that Pharah. He's very good at it.
Fact Fiction looking entirely nonplussed there at the moment. Again, it's a period of deliberation here because despite the fact that we're going to see a map change, we know that EnVyUs are quite comfortable playing this particular lineup. Now, we may see Mickey come back into the roster here as we did in the previous series for EnVyUs, where they want to bring that diva specialist, as it were, into the roster. But we saw multiple attempts from FaZe Clan to try and mitigate the presence of these 3 scary threats. Carpe tried to switch towards McCree. We saw that in the first round. Limited success. You could see the Raucus was having Transcendences forced out very prematurely, which is really uncharacteristic for that particular player who's got very good presence of mind. But there's nothing you can do when rockets are raining down towards you and you don't have a way of avoiding that damage.
Yeah, I think they looked much better when they went with the Genji Tracer combination and just kind of played their own style. It's interesting because Envy during the regular season obviously didn't have Seagull on the lineup. When they would go against Pharah Mercy teams, they would run Taimu on the Genji and they would keep Effect on the Tracer. They would really just put the emphasis on Mickey to kind of use that defense matrix, just zone that Pharah out, and then have everybody else just kind of push through. I wonder if we'll see that from more teams going forward. If you see FaZe kind of adopt a strategy like that, if we see another control map.
But that's not what they want to do. That's the whole point here. The next map, of course, is going to be Hollywood. And we know that FaZe are very good at what they're very good at. They're comfortable playing in their particular style. And we're already seeing them forced to make some uncomfortable changes. Not ideal for them. Hollywood now coming into the map pool. This is a map where we do see potential for a different result. If you think back to the World Cup, we saw Horizon Lunar Colony thrown in as a bit of a wild card pick. Hollywood hasn't been in the map pool during the duration of Contenders. That definitely is an opportunity for, I'll use air quotes, underdog teams to try and create an upset scenario here. But this is the best of the best in terms of North American Overwatch, and FaZe now have a goal to chase, trying to even this series.
And we saw FaZe play this yesterday, and this is where they ran the triple tank composition. They put Shadowburn on the Zarya, and you think you may see that again, expecting Taimu to potentially run the Junkrat here in Hollywood.
Absolutely, you can as well. We actually saw it previously between them and FNRG FE. Both teams were actually running a Junkrat on Eichenwald, for example, as well. So it was always a matter of who has the better war of attrition. But map 2, ladies and gentlemen, it's just around the corner. EnVyUs now want to take leaps and bounds to get out ahead of FaZe Clan, and of course the latter has some catching up to do. Hollywood is going to be our next battleground.
We'll see who starts out on defense here. It looks like it'll be Envy first. FaZe Clan on offense. I believe yesterday they ran Carpe on the Hanzo and they stuck with the triple tank on offense. We'll see if they go with that again here against EnVyUs. Speaking with Envy, they said they had a bunch of different looks to throw at teams this weekend. They were really excited to try some new comps.
Yeah, to such a degree that Kaiko wouldn't even tell us if there was a possibility that he'd be in earshot of another player. When we were doing interviews with them and saying, like, what are you going to do? He looked furtively around the room and said, I'd tell you if I could, but there's people in this room that might hear it. So they've been jealously guarding, I guess, their approach and their secret now. Is that a Torbjorn? I don't know if that's the case, but it'd be interesting to see Mickey show that pick anyway. So it is the substitution. Seagull out, Mickey in.
Yeah, right now Mickey does have Torb selected. Don't know if we'll see that here. I mean, we have seen it on Hollywood in the past.
I think we're going to see it.
I mean, he's staying on it for an extended period of time. So We'll see. This is what EnVy decides to go with here. It will be FaZe on offense. It looks like they'll be going with that triple tank lineup. So we saw them do yesterday. Carpe selecting the Hanzo. Obviously, still some time for him to make some changes, but looks like Mickey's out there building a turret.
Yep, he's going to get it done. Easier to build than an IKEA bedside table. Pretty sure the instructions only have 2 steps here. So the whole point of this turret, naturally, if you know, you haven't seen a lot of Tourbillon in competitive play, the idea is that turret is a real nuisance for flanking players who are trying to get around the back. They're going to be taking constant damage. Farah also is a bit frustrated by the presence of that, even though she can deal with it with long-range rockets. Yeah,
and some other changes come in here for EnVy. So Chips is going to solo heal this. You're going to have Harry Hook play the 76, and you're going to have Taimu play the Sombra. Very interesting comp here coming out from EnVy.
Early reconnaissance assignment for Coco. Just in towards the arch, just to get a bit of an idea of what FaZe are bringing. Of course, this is that Zarya Reinhardt, and of course the Hanzo in the mix. What is that triple take for FaZe Clan? There it is, Carpe, death, taxes, and getting kills with scatter arrows. You know he's got what it takes. FaZe Clan already have 3 kills into this fight, and Mickey's down. I don't even know if he had a chance to build up the turret. He did, but it just doesn't matter. Effect, still 1 kill to contribute to that fight. Taimu desperately trying to sprint across the point, but again, he's got scant moments of invisibility. Now he reveals himself, and again, he will be gunned down in short shrift. FaZe did it right the first time.
Yeah, you gotta feel for Harry there. We've all been there before. It was Carpe, just goes right up top, lands a scatter arrow. EnVy still in the fight though. Taimu is able to go back, use the translocator, stay alive for an extended period of time. Harry switches off the 76, comes back as Lucio. It'll be Mickey switching off the Torb. He'll go over to Zarya. It'll be Effect landing a pulse bomb on a Spree. But FaZe still in control here. A big biotic grenade comes out from Chips, gets a few members of FaZe low. But the kills still going in favor of FaZe Clan here.
Yeah, very much just a matter of due course at this stage. FaZe Clan, the first push was very, very good to take the point. Notice how quickly Carpe had switched off the Soldier 76. He had success on the Hanzo pick, so one might ask, why switch? It's because he knew he had to maintain the pressure, run back to the point with 76, and this is Effect trying to do what he can to keep things alive. He does find Spree here, obviously getting desuited, and the Mini Beaver actually getting picked off, but again, the EMP timing was not there. Not enough people to follow up on it either.
Yeah, and you're going to see EnVy make some changes yet again. So Taimu now switches off of the Sombra, go over to Widowmaker here, going up against the triple tank lineup. And then Carpe will move off of Hanzo, go to 76. So now with a lot of the changes for this EnVy lineup, you know, outside of really Chips and Coco, well, actually Coco switch off of the Brine now, you're going to be behind on a lot of ults here. It'll be a sound barrier that comes in for FaZe Clan. They've not even needed it here. They get 2 kills, trying to advance the payload.
Yeah, how important is that as well, now that you have a Graviton Surge for the next fight available? Taimu set up here, of course. Anna and 76 are generally quite a set. Oh, the sleep dart across the map! Raucous don't give a damn! Taimu down to 9, but Spree is going to make sure that the job Raucous started is finished.
How many 6 sleep darts have we seen out of Raucous? You know, in the last 2 days. Yeah, I can think of like 3 or 4 yesterday, especially in Hollywood.
There's too much to keep count, to be honest, man.
It's just been sick from Raucous, just the on a play. FaZe Clan now, you have a great combination of ults here. You have a grab, and you have a self-destruct. EnVy, you have Chip switch off of the Ano, so now he's going to be building up towards that Transcendence. You know that the sound barrier still not available here for EnVy. FaZe in a great spot. It's going to be Taimu, though, taking out Carpe at the beginning. Not ideal there.
Raucous just being swaddled around the place right now, trying to deal with the fact that Coco really has it in for him. There's not much to be done there. The Fist of Fury find their target. Coco dealing with Shadowburn up on the payload there. And credit to EnVyUs, because they had a lot of ultimates in the bank. They actually only really used the Primal Rage to stop that fight. That's big, because they're going to go up against the FaZe Clan who's been able to bank the same kind of ultimates over the course of the last couple of fights. And the Graviton Surge coming to very little avail for FaZe. Shadowburn switches now to the Genji.
Yeah, he's going to put a lot of pressure on Taimu. Knows that the Widowmaker's there in the back. It's going to just go and try and harass him as Genji. So we see Carpe still with the Tank Visor. You have both support ults now online for EnVyUs. See what FaZe Clan decides to do. It'll be Shadowburn just jumping up top.
He's expecting to get shot at by Taimu.
Yeah.
He's actually looking for him to try and reflect back towards the Widowmaker. But Taimu knows a little bit better. He's going to be the dive, though. Now, note that Shadowburn doesn't have the Dragon Blade, so it's going to be a little bit more clean in that regard. Back Fiction actually gets the Nano Boost now. He drops down onto his own backline here just to try and corral the enemy away from them, but it was a little bit too late. The boop as he hit the ground sure as heck didn't help either. Mickey's found Fact Fiction. Shadowburn was really just forced to be a spectator in that fight. And Effect deals with him very comfortably.
You did get EnVyUs to use both support ults there, though. You know, you forced out the Transcendence, you've got the sound barrier out. FaZe Clan, what did you do? You invested your own nano boost into it. Now you switch Raucous off of the Ana anyway. So now coming in the next fight, you'll have the sound barrier to use up against the squad of EnVyUs. We'll see if they can make good use out of it. Now Carpe, see what he does now as he goes over to Tracer.
Oh,
well, you know, you try to play a little bit cute. You know, we saw the first time where you said he was playing for the deflect. Goes for it again this time. It'll be Taimu landing a nice headshot there on a Shadowburn, taking him out, forcing FaZe Clan to wait a little bit.
Again, the invulnerability window of the reflected Genji is fairly predictable. You can actually count it down if you're familiar with dealing with that. And I tell you what, Taimu's used to dealing with it. Korean Genjis? No, thank you. Shadowburn, though, is cut down by effect here, so this is 2 consecutive fights in which he's fallen very, very early on. FaZe Clan is struggling to build up momentum at this stage. Joemeister has not really had any reason to draw out this sound barrier here. If they get sort of, you know, pushed out or staggered, he just needs to deal with that. Taimu's found 4 kills off screen, though. You give this guy a bit of room, and you know what? He's not even playing back. He's not even being passive. He's literally the most forward member of his team right now. Joemeister still hasn't used the sound barrier, though.
I mean, when? I mean, you're just kind of trapped.
Oh, you're not going to use it now, man. That's for sure. Back to spawn. Back
He's
to
not
the
even.
pavilion.
He's not even happy. He's just frustrated. He's like, get out of the spawn.
It's another day at the office, mate. And for him, Joemeister seems to be a paperweight.
I wish I could shoot like that.
Don't try.
I have. You've seen me try.
Our ranked adventures have been utterly fruitless.
It's been interesting. A lot of Arisa.
Stay in your lane.
So
Dragon Blade here for Shadowburn. It's going to be really crucial. Again, backed up by a sound barrier, so we keep harping on this, but when the trigger gets pulled, it's going to be very, very important. Timing there. Big Angry Monkey right in his face, but he's managing this rather well, to be fair. Don't be expected to go coast to coast in this particular manner again. A bit of damage. He actually waits out the most of the Primal Rage. Fact Fiction spends so much time trying to deal with just Taimu. The rest of EnVyUs are able to wipe FaZe Clan out. Again, sound barrier is still there, but we need to see it now.
Yeah, but now you've let chips build up towards a Transcendent
They lost their
carry.
window.
Yeah, they lost their window of opportunity because you had that sound barrier. There were no support ults online for EnVyUs. Now you're about even here. I mean, you have the Transcendence for Envy. You still have that sound barrier for FaZe Clan. Envy's going to get their own sound barrier here as well. It'll be a self-destruct from Mickey. That'll take out Raucus. No Transcendence available here. It's going to be the sound barrier finally coming out here for FaZe Clan.
And there's no other choice but to use a sound barrier in a suboptimal situation. You're at a man disadvantage, but this is it. 8 seconds left in the round. Taimu again, keeping a respectful distance, but very comfortable to sit back. Unfortunately, it's a shocking reception. He's greeted with as Fact Fiction manages to take him down. But still, FaZe are running low in numbers, running out of gas in the tank, as it were. And that limousine has a bit farther to travel now. Transcendence comes in. Raucus got picked off early in the last fight, and this might just shift a little bit here. FaZe have the numbers over the payload. It's approximately equidistant, the respawn distance for both teams here, but Effects found Carpe. That's big.
Yeah, and it's going to be Coco coming over the top with the Primal Rage, knocking one player back. Spree trying to use the defense matrix, keeps Shadowburn up. He finally falls. You see the pressure from Effect actually going back towards the spawn of FaZe Clan. It's going to be the Tankster FaZe, though, getting on the payload, just trying to stay up.
Spree can't do too much there. Mini Diva is not going to get him across the line. And what an impressive start for FaZe. That's why I'm so mystified by the fact that the round ended up the way it did. Hollywood is a perfect example of a map where you can snowball straight through. EnVyUs had the stopping power to take a FaZe Clan with ult advantage, especially in terms of the supports, and stop them dead in their tracks here in the streets phase.
Yeah, it was just a lot of opening picks, especially by Taimu and Effect. Like, how many fights? I think it was like 2 or 3 in a row where Shadowburn was dead, and they were just kind of sitting there waiting for him to come back, and he would die before they could even get grouped up, get anything going. That's when they had that ultimate advantage in terms of supports. And they let it go to the weight side. So we'll see, coming into this next half, what FaZe Clan decides to do. Do they go with the triple tank yet again? Do they switch things up? Do we see Taimu maybe run the Widowmaker here on offense as well? Shooting pretty good.
EnVyUs are a multifaceted beast by the looks of things. And FaZe right now looking like that friend of yours that always wears the same shirt when he goes out, because apparently it's good luck. I don't even know if you watched it, to be honest. It's that bad. So right now, we need to see something a little bit different. Shadowburn, we know the Genji's his comfort pick. We know that's where he likes to sort of command the battlefield from. But Taimu's got his number.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to see, like, when you have the Widowmaker on the other team, right? You have the Winston and the Genji kind of diving at him. Usually we see teams forced to switch off of the Widow, but Taimu just so good staying alive. And if you're Envy, you kind of love that because he's able to stay alive long enough, right, where the rest of the team can just kind of push through. Because what? It's going to be Carpe there, you get Spree, and then both supports. You'll take that fight if you're Envy. You'll let Effect kind of run rampant if you're Envy all day. So I think Taimu being able to stay alive, being able to play that Widowmaker, commit to it, just a huge advantage.
And it's the individual prowess of each of these EnVyUs players that force an overcommitment of resources on the side of FaZe Clan to try and deal with them. We saw that from Fact Fiction, an entire Primal Rage just to try and swat a Widowmaker around. Like that's not value, that's not what you're looking for, especially from a team who's very, very good at playing in sync with one another. EnVyUs now already pressing forward. It's going to be the Widow straight out of the gates here for Taimu. So again, FaZe Clan are going to be forced to get aggressive, to be proactive, to eliminate this very nasty long-range threat.
I love how Envy plays now. It's pretty much Taimu picks a hero and everybody else figures out a way to work around it. It'll be Coco getting into the back, taking out Carpe, force them all the way into the back cafe. Now you lose the solo DPS player you have here on FaZe Clan. Gonna be very difficult to withhold here on the point.
In fact, Vixen, all he can try and do is keep the shield up to prevent Taimu from shredding the rest of his team. But there are so many threats in and under the skin of FaZe Clan. Effect, you saw, had a huge impact. Chips finds Spree towards the end there. And again, in fact, Vixen, what do? You just hold the shield.
Back up.
You're literally a monolith at this stage, a memorial to the FaZe Clan that we used to know, that used to go so aggressive and in your face. Now a change though, the Genji going to come out. They're going to move towards a point. Poison Mine dropped by Taimu, that's actually destroyed. So no extra damage for him there, but Raucus is down at the start of this fight. They need the burst healing from Ana to sustain from this push, and EnVyUs.
And now you're so worried about Taimu. He's just putting down so much free damage. Shadowburn is able to take out Effect, and now he's going to try and get to work. Taimu lands one shot, staying alive. Oh, okay, Shadowburn gets the best of him. He will fall. Envy will unlock the payload, but
you see that though?
Jeez.
Every time Taimu is picked off, it's a Pyrrhic victory for FaZe Clan. They get Taimu, brilliant. You can mount that on your mantelpiece as much as you like, but the rest of your team is being decimated.
Yeah. But by the time they deal with Taimu, everybody else is dead. So there's no even point. So
you said it in like far less words than me, so I applaud that. That's basically what's going on.
I broke down what you were trying to say. So the analyst here, as Carpe, he'll switch over to the Widowmaker. So, you know, one way we see it in a lot of our ranked games. How do you counter Widowmaker? Only with another Widowmaker. So Carpe try and get the best of Taimu here. Lands a shot on Effect. Effect forced to back down. That's going to be the Transcendence here. Out of chips, trying to keep everybody up as they dive in deep. It'll be Coco using the Primal Rage, taking out two. Envy has control at the early outset of this fight.
You see that? EnVyUs noted FaZe Clan were kind of out of step. They were sort of back towards the spore behind the building, so they force a fight with Transcendence. And it works, which is actually not often the case. It's usually far better employed as a reactionary ultimate there, just to try and catch the enemy off guard and make them realize perhaps they didn't have the tools to win the fight they thought they did. This Pulse Bomb could be big. FaZe Clan are going to initiate with their own sound barrier here. Pulse Bomb dropped in by Effect. That takes Spree very low, but the sound barrier keeps him in his suit for now.
Yeah, you use the Nano Boost on a Fact Fiction to keep him up. You're going to get the Blade here in Shadowburn in just a few seconds. Earns it. Does he need it? Carpe picks up two. Shadowburn gets out of harm's way here. It's Carpe on the payload, trying to make something happen as the Widowmaker. It's a beautiful play by Joe Meister, able to take out Effect there, but Mickey still doing work here for Envy.
Yeah, this is not looking good at all. Raucus at least gets Mickey out of the suit. You can see Spree knows he needs to gravitate towards the payload. With Mickey falling and Chips just kind of standing there, EnVyUs are actually going to have to reset and go for another fight. This is a treacherous part of the map as an attacking team to get wiped because it's so far from your spawn. And to add to that, FaZe Clan have a good slew of ultimates to employ in the next engagement.
Yeah, you're going to have Primal Rage stay alive on the point. Shadowburn with the Dragon Blade, Carpe and with the Infrasight on the Widowmaker. EnVyUs makes some changes. They switch Taimu off of the Widow finally. They move him over to 76, just trying to get some more constant damage. But still, a decent amount of time left here. It'll actually be Joe Meister opening things up, taking out Taimu. So just buying FaZe Clan some more time. It's kind of big because, I mean, Joe Meister 73% towards that sound barrier. You give him a little bit more time, he may end up in this next fight by the time it really kicks off, you know, close to both support ults here for FaZe.
Well, in fact, Fiction, this it's not good at all. They get the first pick off. He goes a little bit too deep again, trying to stagger out on EnVyUs that was still trying to take positions and set up. The question is, EnVyUs probably realize they want to try and use this main advantage to force ultimates, not necessarily just to win the fight. So with Harry Hook now as he pushes towards the payload again, just trying to make sure he's, you know, placed between his teammates properly. But Joe Meister goes down. He was close to a sound barrier. Raucus now tried for a Transcendence, but he's taken no. Sorry, it was the Nano Boost on the Ana. Doesn't seem to amount to too much though. Shadowburn gets one kill on towards Harry Hook, and now they're over the payload. This is looking dangerous, looking real scary for FaZe Clan. Spree heads for the skies, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to be cut down as he does eject from the mech. Timing on the Soldier 76, throw back to the Apex season, and it's looking all too easy for Team EnVyUs. The boys in blue are looking strong, and FaZe are looking black and blue.
And what happens at the beginning of that fight? FaZe, you lose Fact Fiction, right? The fight really then starts on the payload. Who do you lose first? You lose Joe Meister, 90% towards the sound barrier. You never get a chance to use it. That forces Raucus to probably use the Nano Boost onto Shadowburn and the Blade a little bit earlier than they would have liked. You know, not really a full team effort. Envy takes map number 2.
The reality is, Matt, first picks win fights more often than ultimate advantage, so it didn't matter that EnVyUs were behind in that regard. It's 2-0 here in this series, and I know we're all hoping in this arena that FaZe are going to at least make it interesting, but Envy looking straight down the barrel of yet another championship to add to the cabinet. We're going to go to a break, and when we return, the rest of the series will continue right here. Don't go too far.